Good morning, this is Mr. Winston. I'm doing a little tutorial for you here on how to do a peer review in Turnitin.com. Remember that a peer review, you'll be graded on how well you evaluate another student's paper. So it doesn't matter whether that student paper is very well done or very poorly done. It's your review of that paper that I'll scrutinize and give a grade for in exercise number 4. Of course, the idea of peer review is that it's been noted that students learn more from fellow students than they do from instructors, and it also gives you an opportunity as a critical thinker to hone your skills in doing your self-review as you write a paper or present an opinion. This may very well be the first time many of you have done one of these, so I'll be a little more lenient, obviously, in my grading on exercise number 4. But pay attention to it and pay attention to my comments on it, because I think in 3 weeks, maybe 4, we do the formal end of class paper, and you will be doing a peer review of that paper, and I will grade that peer review a little more stringently than I do this peer review. This is an opportunity to practice and to ask questions if they come up, so you can prepare for that peer review. Finally, it's important that you're supportive in your feedback, and yet at the same time you have to be critical of the content of the paper you're evaluating. Be sure to point out what is done well as pointing out what is not done well. Give suggestions for improvement. The better you do on your peer review, the better the original writer will do on their second effort on the paper. So this is not necessarily the time you want to be giving praise to a paper that deserves criticism. Be critical, but be supportive in giving that criticism. It's just as important that as the original author, we learn how to accept criticism for what it is, an attempt to make us present our paper or ideas in a clear or more powerful method. Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, let's walk through this. First of all, you're going to want to go to your Turnitin.com account, and under exercise 3 you will see 2 things. You'll see the original paper, which was the editorial you turned in last week, and you will see something called a peer mark, which is the new assignment, which is actually exercise number 4. You will see that it looks very similar to the other assignments, with a start date, a due date, and a date that you can review the paper on. But over on the right hand side there are two items you haven't seen before in your old papers. Your old papers had the submit and view and download buttons. This new assignment has write reviews and read reviews, which should be rather self-explanatory. Write reviews is where you will write your evaluation of another student's paper, and read reviews is where you will read what some other student has written about your paper. Now, after clicking on write a review, you will see this screen. You'll notice that you won't be able to see the name of the student whose paper it is. If I did set this all up right, that it'll show anonymous, and as long as that student didn't put their name in their paper somewhere, like on a face page or a header, you won't know who that student is. And that's done to try and encourage objectivity in your evaluation. On the left hand side, you will see the paper itself. In this case, it's something my son wrote years ago on allergies. The 2 tabs, questions and comments. Let's take a look at those a little closer. Questions and comments tabs. On the questions tabs, these are the questions that I created for you to answer about the paper that you were evaluating. In this case, I'm asking how well the paper was. And you'll notice here there's a 60-word minimum. That's bogus. I didn't know what I was doing. What that means is I'm expecting at least 60 words from you for that answer. No, it won't be that way when you do this for real. It'll probably be something like 10-word minimum. Okay, so that's a free-form text box you'll fill out, and the second question here is a scale that you'll fill out, or that you'll click on. How well was it written? Not obviously I didn't write that question very well, and then you just select 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 based on this scale. And here's another free-form question with a 5-word minimum. So you will want to make sure that you fill these out, usually after you've already evaluated the paper. There again, you can see that it should show anonymous as the author of the paper. And I don't know why I showed you that slide, but nice slide. Show you these two things, save and submit. Anytime you're doing the evaluation, you can save it and come back to it until you click the submit button. And that's just like submitting your paper at the deadline. You can't come back to it at that point. At that point, it comes to me, and I get to review what you did. And the student whose paper you're reviewing gets to review what you did. So submit button, you're done with it. You've filled everything out. The save button is something you can use along the way to save your work and go do something else, and then come back and reopen it. And while it's important that these questions get answered for me, it's also very important that you make comments inside the paper. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And if you've seen my papers that I've made comments on your work, it's how I do it too. Click anywhere on the paper where you want to put this icon, and the icon will be placed there, and up will pop a window in which you can enter a comment like good point, or I'm a little confused here, or right on, or you know, whatever you want to put there. Click save, and the reader, the author, the original author, when they get it back, will see this little box, and when they click on that, up will pop your comment. I'll show you that in a minute. That's what it looks like on the original author's paper when they get it back from you. In addition to being placed on the paper, it places a comment in the comment box, comment tab. So the original author can look at a list of comments, click on a particular comment, and it will take them to that spot in the paper where you made that comment. It also gives a nice chronological list of comments you've made throughout the paper. So after you've made a comment, in this case this is a test comment, you can go back and click on the icon. And this is as the reviewer, not as the original author. As a reviewer, you can go back before you hit the submit button and click on that and either edit it or get rid of it. Okay, keep it and edit it or delete it. And if you edit it, you'll go back into this window and type whatever it is, whatever the edit is you want to make. Some other tools, and they're up here in this tools drop down menu, and this is what it looks like. You can change your text color, you can change your highlight if you wanted to highlight something. I'll show you that in a second. And these are some already created icons that you can drop into the paper. So for instance, if you thought this should start a new paragraph, you can pull this paragraph sign over here and it'll put it there. If medications is spelled wrong, you can bring the spelling box over, put it around the word medications, and it will put a comment over in the comment column on the right hand side and make the note here so that they can see it. Here's an example. There's the paragraph sign, there's the spelling, and here is a highlight that I did. And you can see now over here in the left hand column box the confusing sentence that I highlighted, the spelling error, and the new paragraph. And this language over here comes from Turnitin. So if you use the new paragraph, it tells the reader exactly what the problem is there. So some people prefer to read and review a paper in their hands rather than on the computer. You can do that by going here, clicking print. It'll print out a copy of the paper. You can make all your marks and comments on that paper, then come back into here and make those marks and notes on the online version. Here again is the comment box with those comments. Again, they're arranged in order in which they come on the paper, and that just gives you another view of them. When you're done doing the paper, you click the submit button, and it gives you a warning, and then it will save the paper. At that point, you can't modify the paper. Okay, now this is what the paper looks like when the original author gets it back. Here's your questions that you answered. Here's the notation on the paper itself. And this refers to, and like I said earlier, they can either click on this and see the comment, or they can go into the comments tab and they'll find that comment on that tab. Don't forget to fill out these questions that I ask you about the paper. Here's an example of them seeing the comment down here or seeing it in the comment tab. There's also, don't forget, you can also enter any kind of text down here you want. You can enter happy faces, you can enter sad faces, you can, any kind of comments you want to make on the paper, just click where you want to put it and put the comment in, and it will save it for you. So that's the paper as the author will see it now, and the author is also given an opportunity to rate how helpful they felt the review was by you. I don't put a whole lot of stock in it, and I'm not going to require that the original author rate the review, but they certainly may, just to give some feedback to me about how they felt about the information. Again, this is not the evaluation I will give the paper. This exercise is an evaluation of your evaluation. And that should do it. Be sure to look at the assignment. Be sure to look at the 2 help files that I put on there about how to write a review and how to read a review. And let me know if you have any questions. Remember, this assignment is due Sunday night, so you only have 5 or 6 days, 5 days to get it accomplished. It should take you less than 30 minutes to evaluate one of these papers. The editorials from exercise 3 are less than 2 pages long, and it should take you between 15 minutes and 30 minutes to do it. But take your time, do a good job. The better job you do, the better grade you earn. The better job you do, the better effort the original author will submit in their final paper. Any questions or problems, let me know. Thanks.